We had a couple of knocks in training, but hopefully they'll be okay. But strong fit, 25-man outfield squad, so that was a good session as well. So no, we're looking stronger.
How's Tim and Anthony doing recovering?
They are getting close to either a reserve match or a behind closed doors match. We need them obviously to play in that kind of game before we use them in a first team appearance. Yeah.
You've got lots of routes, or two routes, to get into the Champions League next season in terms of Europa League and the Premier League. I know you've been asked about it, but the way that your team kind of is set up over perhaps two-legged games, is this the best competition or the best route into that?
I think we need to just take one game at a time. First of all, of course, both are possibles, but in a cup competition, you never know. It might be a bad day. You meet someone, so we just take one game at a time. Hopefully, take as many points as we can in the league. But as you say, as I said in the cup, it's you can't predict. You can't just rely on we'll win this. It's going to be there are good teams in it. Bruges, we need to get past these, and we're looking forward to the game.
And after the season you've had with injuries, how nice is it to have some flexibility of options, and also how impressive you've been with people like Luke who've had to adapt to new defensive systems that you're trying out?
I think the squad's coped really well with the amount of games. I said it many a time before. The attitude and the character, personality of them is improving, and especially December, January were 2 hard months. Now we're getting some freshness back, and I think we're looking sharper for it. Luke's been out for was it 2 months ish? Yeah, around that, and he's come too long, and no, he's done really well in a new position, and it's mixing between left back and left centre back is. He runs forward more as a left centre back than as a full back, so I've been very pleased with him there.
Hi Ole.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How will you celebrate, and what's your dream gift?
It'll be my youngest is training in the academy tonight, so I'll spend a few hours watching him, and some Champions League games tonight probably, and preparing for tomorrow ourselves.
With Anthony Martial now scoring,
Yep.
Scott McTominay's coming back, you've got Bruno playing well immediately. This looks a completely different team to maybe 2 or 3 months ago in terms of how strong it is and how potent it can be.
Well, we feel we've added some X factor and quality with Bruno, definitely. I think Anthony coming back, he was out for a couple of months as well, getting used to number 9 position, getting the demands that means, but also Scotty has developed. I think Nemanja has done fantastic when he's been away. Fred as well, the two of them in midfield. So, but the addition of Bruno gives us that little bit of different flavour. I think he's a player who likes to play penetrative passes, forward passes, likes to take risks, which a Man United player should do. So,
Can I just ask you, just with Bruno, that in the past maybe the build-up was slow because players maybe would get the ball and then decide what to do. He seems to be someone who knows what he's going to do before he gets it. It seems to be quicker going forward.
His imagination or his overview and his picture is a couple of seconds ahead of many players, and that's one of his strengths, knowing what he wants to do next time he gets it, but he's also quick to he can change his mind in a split second. So if that picture doesn't work as he thought, he'll change it, and I think that composure has been important as well for us.
Hi Ole, you just mentioned then about the personality of your players becoming better. What's the ideal personality of your Manchester United team or a good Manchester United team? Is it to play with swagger, a bit of charisma? You know, how would you like to see?
You need many attributes to play the perfect game of football or be the perfect team. Of course, we want the swagger, we want the confidence, not arrogance, but go onto the pitch believing in yourself. You still want your players to be humble knowing that you've got to work harder, you've got to earn the right to win the game of football. And I think that was one of the strengths. Say, I played with Bex, Giggsy, the graveyard shift down the sides. That was one of the big compliments the gaffer used to get from other managers, that you've got a team full of quality, but they work harder than others. And that was one of the first things I probably said when I came here. I want my team to be one of the hardest working teams in the league, because you don't have to. That's only attitude. That's just everyone is. That's what you're supposed to do.
And is personality something you can bring out of players, develop? Do you think?
Well,
your group.
You can blossom more with confidence and speaking to them, managing them, getting them free, because you want to be free. You want to play with courage, bravery. You want to have a bit of fear in you. You want that taste of, well, I don't want to lose this game. There's a bit of that edge, but you still want, okay, no worries, I made a mistake, I'll sort it out. So it's a fine balance. It's so between arrogant, confident, humble. It's all difficult, that is, to say here in 2 minutes. We could have 2-3 hours on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Wow, I'll put that up on a plate for you there.
I think when you signed Bruno, that you mentioned X factor.
Yeah.
Is that what we're seeing now? What we saw on Sunday, what we can see from now to the end of the season? What he brings to the team?
I think he'll only improve by coming here to a stronger league, stronger opponents, stronger teammates, getting used to us. But he's got that bit of swagger and quality that we want to develop even more. And well, he's come in and impressed everyone, but we don't want to put any limit on what he can do.
Just on Brugge as well, they're missing 3 key players in Dennis, Balanta and Vormer. Does that change your approach at all, or do you just focus on what you're doing?
Well, of course we need to play against 11 players of Bruges, so it might change with obviously if Vormer's injured and Dennis is injured. That does something to them, similar to well, Vormer didn't play last game, but Dennis did well against us. I know Krepin, Diatta, he's come back in. For me, he's probably the most exciting and best player. I've watched him a few years back in Norway, so he's fit. I understand, and he might be a handful for Luke. You never know.
Hi Ole.
Hi.
Only PSG have more clean sheets than United in the top 5 leagues in Europe. What do you think that comes down to?
Well, it's the work we've been doing on the pitch and the quality of the players we've got, and sometimes a bit of luck, margins. But we have, and what we did in the transfer market, obviously, we did sign Aaron and Harry for the larger or big sums of money, but they're worth it because we wanted a foundation to build from. We're not happy with winning 1-0 games. Obviously, we want to be an exciting attacking team, but we'll get to that. But defensively, the coaching, I have to say, Kieran, Michael, absolutely fantastic. I think everyone knows what they're doing defensively. The detail in what they're doing, absolutely incredible, and the application of the boys and adapting between back 4 and a back 3 or 5. So there's many factors.
Question for
It's the work that's been done. Sorry.
Mr. Solskjaer, happy birthday from Belgium as well.
Thank you.
We spoke about Crépin Diatta from your time in Molde. What is it that you liked about him, and he hopes to have a career like Sadio Mane, his big brother in the Senegal team? Is that possible?
It's. I think he should have high hopes and high ambitions with his career, because I saw him when he was 17, 18 back in Sarpsborg. He was actually at Molde before I came to Molde. someone turned it down. I don't know who, but that was before I came there, and it was fantastic. He feels, you know, when you see players with that quality and he feels free on the pitch. He tries things. He's got the X factor, fantastic pace and balance. So he's similar to Sadio Mane, to be fair. So I think that's just a fair ambition that he should have.
Ollie, there's obviously a club like United, there's obviously always a lot of talk about finances, and there was an investors call with Ed yesterday. I just wondered, are you sort of conscious that not only in football terms a club like United needs to be in the Champions League every year, but does the sort of financial pressures of being in the Champions League also come into play?
Well, I think, as you said, we're a big club, we've got good finances, but of course, the longer you're out of it, the more you'll suffer. So, of course, it's an ambition for us to get back into the Champions League, both for the footballing reasons, but also financially, that will help the club, of course. And no, as Luke says, we've just got to focus on the next game, this competition now, then it's a league on Sunday, then it's the FA Cup on Thursday, then it's a league again, and hopefully more European games.